Good afternoon. Today, the Little Rock Police Department will release a criminal incident video regarding the officer-involved shooting that occurred on Friday, February 22nd, 2019, involving Officer Charles Starks and Bradley Blackshire. This video compiles all videos and radio traffic related to the incident. None of the videos are edited to remove critical moments from the shooting. Because due process is required, the release of this video is not intended to jeopardize the criminal investigation or the administrative investigation. However, we have released this video so that we can be accountable, clear, and transparent to the people of Little Rock. I do want to make special mention that out of respect to the family of Bradley Blackshire, they have reviewed all videos earlier this morning. We did have this conversation with them, and I did have personal prayer with this family dealing with a tragic loss. Anytime there's a loss, there's always a tragedy. We continue to also keep in our prayers the family of Officer Charles Starks, because anytime that someone's involved in that process as well, it is nothing that anyone takes lightly. So we have multiple prayers for all who are involved in this process for this period of time. I also want to commend the Little Rock Police Department for working around the clock to investigate this incident in order to turn over this case to the prosecuting attorney. This is the first time in Little Rock's history, and for that matter, in the state of Arkansas, where we've had a critical incident video. A critical incident video is a narrated version of what has transpired in a critical incident from A to Z. So you will have this narrated version by our interim chief of police, Wayne Bewley, who will share from start to finish what happened on February the 22nd with Bradley Blackshire and Officer Charles Starks. So we want to make certain everyone is aware of this. This has never before happened in the state of Arkansas. This is now a new policy as it relates to the public good, and we will determine on when a critical incident is considered a critical incident. That will come from our chief of police as we move forward. As we continue to make certain that this happens, I want to stress the importance again of how the Little Rock Police Department worked around the clock. They put forth a number of overtime hours. In a normal case, when this type of incident happens, of any type of incidents as it relates to administrative and a criminal investigation, at the very least, it takes 45 days. They put a lot of the man hours in to make certain that this happened on the 13th day so far to get us to this particular point. The prosecuting attorney now will commence its criminal investigation to determine whether criminal charges will be filed. This is now transitioning because we are now complete with our administrative investigation as well as our criminal investigation. The process is now to go towards the prosecuting attorney. I understand that this video is difficult to watch. Again, I want to repeat, it will be difficult to watch. I understand that this incident will also invoke numerous amounts of emotions. And we want to make certain, as your leader, it would be irresponsible of me if I did not share that with you beforehand. I also want to make certain that we stress the importance of calmness when we view this video. Our city has seen good days, bad days, and even ugly days. No matter what, we are always prepared to handle the day. We will always push through life circumstances. And throughout this process, I know our city will continue to see brighter days as we handle this particular situation, as we will always be accountable, we will always be clear, and we will always be transparent. That is my responsibility as your mayor. And as I ask everyone, please to remain calm as this investigation continues on, and that we allow due process to carry forward. Also, I want to make another bit of information. The family did ask for me to include the Arkansas State Police in the investigation process. Many know part of the law enforcement mentality. If there are any other law enforcement that's outside of a particular agency, they normally have to be a part of the process the day of, within actually minutes to an hour or two to be a part of that process. Since they were not able to be a part of that process, and we're now on day 13, they will not, because of their protocol that they set forth, will not be able to investigate this process. It is now in the hands of the prosecuting attorney. However, I do want to make an announcement that sometime, maybe a week or two ago, that the Federal Bureau of Investigation did reach out to the Little Rock Police Department to review this process. So there will, in so many words, a type of investigation or review for that matter will be conducted by the Federal Bureau of Investigation. as they're working on behalf of the Department of Justice from a civil rights perspective. So I want to make sure that everyone's aware that not only the Little Rock Police Department will be looking into this issue, but the Federal Bureau of Investigation on behalf of the Department of Justice as well. And again, we know this city, we love this city, we love the family of the Blackshire family. And again, anytime that a lost one or loved one has been lost, it's a tragedy to all involved. I ask that we continue to pray for the Blackshire family, that we respect their family, respect their privacy during this process as they move forward, and that we all allow due process as well. Thank you so much. I'll answer a few questions.
Mayor, who did the editing for this video?
Excuse me?
Who performed the editing of this video?
There were numerous people that performed the editing, the design group, marketing. Due to the essence of trying to get this done in a very quick fashion, it's no secret that design group marketing played a major role in my campaign from a marketing and advertising standpoint. So they played a majority role in getting this together in such a quick fashion, as well as the LRPD communications team.
It's an outside PR firm, outside the police department, and the mayor's office. I guess the mayor.
The mayor's office instructed design group marketing to make sure that we start a critical incident video, which has never been done before. So we had to take extreme measures to make sure that we responded to the community as quickly as possible.
Mr. Mayor, can you talk a little bit about the FBI and their role moving forward? Are they investigating civil rights violations? Are they investigating this from a criminal side? I mean, what exactly is the FBI's role?
My knowledge is they, at the point of the incident, a few days after the incident, they wanted to discuss a review. They are in the process of reviewing everything right now. That's about as much as I can speak on.
Is that something that's happened before, revolving shootings?
Today being my 69th day, I can't necessarily answer that question.
We say that the video invokes emotion. Can you tell us about what you felt when you viewed it?
Yeah, it would be irresponsible for to talk about that right now, but the family knows how I feel, and I've shared that with them, and we have prayed multiple times.
We know that some information about Officer Stark's prior disciplinary history has been released. Do we know if there's any disciplinary history for the other officer that was involved, Simpson, Michael Simpson?
I do not know that. I'll have to ask Interim Chief.
I do not know that answer either. He is a relatively newer officer, and I do not know his criminal history.
Thank
And
you.
I will address one
I'm
thing.
sorry, his administrative discipline history.
I will address, just because it was a question asked of me before, many times we know in the state of Arkansas we have a liberal Freedom of Information Act policy and law in our state. And so many times information is shared outside of the hands of the city of Little Rock, outside of the hands of law enforcement and responding. And so we do know there's been information shared about Mr. Blackshire, as well as been information shared about Officer Starks, and that's all due to our Freedom of Information Act policy and law in our state.
Mr. Mayor, given the tenor of the lack of distrust with the community and the Little Rock Police Department, how can you ensure that the right thing is going to be done in this particular case?
First and foremost, I give you my word. I was elected to change the city, to unite the city. I've already shared that this will be a full and fair investigation. I think anyone who's been paying attention knows that it's been a full and fair investigation. It will continue to move forward. We worked expeditiously to make sure that this was happening within 13 days. We have the first ever critical incident video. This is something that we've seen in more progressive police departments around the state, around the nation. And so it is a new day in the city of Little Rock. I want to commend Interim Chief Wayne Bewley for his efforts throughout this process and being a steady guide to make certain that it was full, fair, accountable, clear, and transparent. In addition to that, I believe last week, the 7th day of this tragic incident, I shared that we will continue our efforts to have an independent citizen review board that we will put before the city board to vote on. In addition to that, whether or not the city board votes on it or not, we will continue to move forward with a Little Rock Police Accountability Task Force. That's something I can do administratively without city board approval. And we will continue to look at also a public integrity unit as well.
Can you speak to when it comes down to the video, are there any inconsistencies from February 22nd that was, I guess, delivered out about the initial accounts of that shooting? Are there any inconsistencies?
I can't speak to that because I don't pay attention to all the inconsistencies that are shared. What I can share with you is that every video will be obtained. I do want to definitely share appreciation to the community that reached out to allow us to know that there were other videos out there. That's part of community policing. when the community is able to have information and share that with the city hall to make certain that we're doing all that we can to be accountable, to be clear, to be transparent throughout that process. So to those community members, I want to share my appreciation to you. Thank you for doing that, because with that being said, you'll notice in this critical incident video, you will have information from polling around our city that directed the Officer Starks to go to the scene. You'll also see information from the Watch Guard dash cam as well. And then you'll also see other entities, other businesses who have video for different angles. So this is with it being a critical incident video, I believe it's somewhere around 25 minutes. And so we'll go from start to finish again from A to Z. I also want to address some things because you have not asked for it. I think it's known that we have been looking into body cameras. I think this is clearly more than enough reason, though, that we're going to figure out and scrape every dollar in our state, in our city, to make sure that we can get body cameras as we move forward.
No more questions, that's it.
Thank you so much. Have a blessed day.